Hello, everyone and anyone, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, The White March, Part 1 and 2. I am actually still hanging out in Od Nua, whatever the heck it's called. Od Nua. We're gonna go kill some beetles, then we're gonna probably come back and murder some more things. Really? That's it? Yeah, this really is anything to be super scared about. I mean, the electrifying thing doesn't feel good, I'll give it that. Although, funny enough, just do some straight raw damage here. Raw damage. Heal people. Accuracy bonuses. And we should finish him off in a second. Boom, 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 boom. Ninja kick him. Alright. So anyway, last time we were hanging out with vampires, which I believe is the silly way of saying vampire. And this is heading down to the next floor, which I'm going to real fast, just because I'm curious, but we're coming back. Although I hope that doesn't actually screw things, because I'm going to go murder those other guys too, because they look to me funny. Come on. Alright. Deeper and deeper we go. It's kind of just getting a view of the land here. Interesting. What is this? Adra has turned dull shaded crimson. Entire section crumbled away from the walls and ceiling. Well, we know that we got some interesting stuff going on here. Yeah, we'll gather our party for venturing forth. Okay, believe me, it's very high on my to-do list. Is gather from a party venturing forth. So I hope everyone's finding themselves well these days. This is around Dark Souls 3 release date, so I'm going from, this is nice and relaxed and chill compared to what I've been kind of rocking for a while in terms of what's been going on. Hey, I know you guys said you let us pass and everything and stuff. I don't have any reason to.
Yes.
Let's have you.
I shall.
Here.
Hey.
Here.
Uh-huh.
And we'll have the devil around here. This might actually be really hard, but I don't know. Give it a shot. Slow mode activated. And we'll have you here to pick up some people. And yeah, we'll just hope for the best and be like, Captain Quick Savior, and be like, hey dog. Just ask some question. Don't think you can linger in here. You lost your nerve. Turn around and steps. You've enough death past this place. Some mob saw to that. All right. Yes. Yeah, you torch people. Use the songs promote in life. You don't deserve immortality. It was all for good purpose. I'll show you. Once our spat is done, just how malleable a soul can be. Rise from stone. Your blood holds far more life than Adra. Dun 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 dun. Okay, here we go. Actually, yeah, try grabbing him would be great. He's just a vampire. He's nothing special. He's just a vampire. Okay. And I think my job here is to grab. Man, look at that nice burst of damage comes right out the gate. Okay. So let's see what we got here. We do have some ninja kick possibilities if we need them. Grieving Mother's already been affected by this. We need to suppress that status elements. Okay. Yeah, he's flanked pretty bad. And such. That works there. That means she's back. She should be back in a second, right? Or no, she's still charmed for 5.5 seconds. Oops. Alright. So if we're gonna ever bust out the big spells, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Beyond that. Alright. Do that, but I think it's time for restore critical endurance to our boys here. And let's get you back on that shotgun arrow. Let's be attacking at this point. And, yeah, I'm getting a good poke on him. So you got 60? Good. Because this is time for knock almost everybody else. Boom! Okay. That's good. We still have a skeletal wizard alive somewhere as Death Guard. Skeletal wizard's right there. I'd like for you to please go and ninja kick this guy. And also, let's have you attack the skeletal wizard. Good. Alright, so skeletal wizard is not down yet. Where's that one that's like, when we kill somebody, we get some sort of life back? We'll rock it over here for these two. That's not really what I meant to do. I think it's near death. Good, just do a little bouncy bounce. Let's do some bouncy bounce. Give me a fireball incoming. It's probably gonna hurt. Yeah. I had a feeling. I have a feeling that fireballs hurt when you're shot with them. Okay. Also, we do have this wonderful hurls ball fire, purges protections, discontinuous burn for all 5 damage. Hit him with this guy. And you, I love the thought, but just go ninja kick this guy. Or just try. And finish that off if you could. That'd be great. Ooh, you're feeling kind of crummy. Don't worry, we got your back. Also, let's see, can we knock some people down? That'd be sweet. Okay, he's dead. The Dark Hole's there. She's healing herself back up, and we could try to Puppet Master, but they're immune to charms, so there's not really too much we can do other than let's leak some souls here, can we? 30% versus I'll take a 61. Good. And wrap this up. Alright. Damage is going out good. I think we can just kind of let go at this point. Finish them up. And yeah, I did not care for you or your BS. Oh, you got knocked down, didn't you? That's not good. Poke, 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 poke. Oh. That was weird. Is he trying to like, what is he trying to do? What are you trying to do, man? He tried getting up again? Is he actually immortal? Well, I don't know. We'll find out when we get all his cool toys here. Oh, he has some armor. 50% armor. Okay, let's see. Gives us lore. Nice. Second chance on unconscious. That is the one that helps us come back. Revive at 30 endurance. I see. Which is good. Good. Plus 2 to lore. It's fine, so they increase the armor protection. That's pretty darn skippy, I gotta say. Let's throw that over to somebody else. And I think I was doing this, because that might do what it looks like on her. Alright, beyond that, take all. Take all. And let's see, because right now she's currently wearing this, which is stupid. So yes, it helps her get back up. But now, see, come on, look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? That looks pretty. And we can even consider crafting wise, Sorry, enchanting wise, that if we do the quality, we can put it up to exceptional instead, which that's just a brain away, so that's super. Attribute bonus, boom, figure out which one we need, or which one we're not getting from anywhere else. And what is White Forge? Durgan reinforced armor. Yeah, armor speed penalty, speed and crits into whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of like, I mean, second chance, given that spell, is pretty nifty. This, we don't have any of those things yet for the dragon scales, but we can pump it up to superior. So we're going to do it. We're going to go exceptional, boom. We're going to give it the Durgan reinforced armor because you know what? I want to. Awesome. 6 of 14. Attribute bonus. That's the harder one to figure out. I gotta figure out what she's not getting from any place else. She's getting the might from there. She'll be getting her defenses from there. I don't know if she's actually getting a constitution bonus. I don't know. We could always just boost. We could do boost like what's one of our amazingly terrible stats? Dexterity is our weakness to allow us to attack more, or accuracy so we actually hit. Because we could do +2 perception, so or help our reflex, which our reflex is our terrible save. So why not? I have the ability. It looks like fine armor. It's not the best armor in the world, but it certainly is kind of nice. So let's do dexterity dos, cost a diamond, and yippee-ki-yay. And for proofing, if I had to choose one, what would I choose? Shock, pierce, slash, corrode, burn. I mean, burn makes sense a lot of times. You know what? Oh, we can't freeze proof it. We need the awakened root. Oh no. We'll just leave it at that point. Yippee-ki-yay. You feeling good? Feeling like you reinforced your stuff nicely? You have to admit, also, we're going to be heading back. Oops, sorry. Now that we're here, hey, we're done with all this jazz. We are going to make our way up to the master staircase. And we're getting the heck out of this area. There's cool stuff here. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I think that armor is pretty decent. It looks cool, at least. That's kind of half the battle sometimes, isn't it? Yeah. To town. Hopefully, Alof is in Fist Quest too, so we can arrest one of our other people. Bring him along, because as far as I can tell, I really like Zoa. That's Od Nua, whatever his name is. But he doesn't exactly seem to have a quest or anything going on right now. So
This place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
That's so creepy. Do you know how creepy that sounds? Okay, now we get to choose what kind of bonus do we want for the rest of our time here. It could do the math, athletics plus. This one's probably the most for survivability. The Woodland Trails bonus. Sounds good. Take a nice nap. Everyone's back and healthy. Anything new happen? Yeah, 1 turns. Still trying to wrap my head around what the heck the turns are. Alright, so as far as I can tell, we don't really need to do anything, do we? We don't have to build anything else. That's all done. This place is complete. I wonder what maybe the steward will say something like, "Hey, this place is complete. Good job. Thumbs up. You made me really happy." I mean, you never know. I figure it's worth a shot at this point. Because, once I go back up there, I'm probably sticking back up there. Alien Shock Mage, hey. Stay at the keep. Okay, you're cool. You just, everything's alright. And cool. Free random stuff. And we can clean up this or that. We don't have to really worry about that. Now it is time to head back to the White March. Find out what's happened in Stalwart. And see if there's anything that we can do to help the people there. Plus, there's side quests aplenty. I know Grieving Mother isn't exactly keen.
Last thing the deer would need is another foreign colony.
Okay. Well, you know what he's talking about, really. Alright. He's busy, blah, blah, blah. He's level 10 to our 11, but I'm hoping that'll give him enough experience so that'll help. I don't actually know, though, so... If not, he won't be as set up as the other guys. Not the end of the world. Oh. That seems to do. Alright, Stalwart Village. Stalwart. Gosh, I can't speak today. For those who haven't checked out the wonderful Dark Souls series, Dark Souls 3 that is, today was one of those times where I kept fighting the same mob, and like you get in sort of these cycles where you fight the same thing over and over and over and over again. A distant relative has arrived, a stronghold request, and they be free in exchange for coin. He was nearly set upon by brigands, but your patrols intervened. Countered servants who had sort of lethal measures in order to accept servitude. Chose him prison Od Nua rather than have him leave him to slave catchers. Oh. Okay, and the person that came for him, was a distant relative. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Good for you, man. Awesome, we got some money. Alright. Oh.
While we wait, the enemy grows stronger.
And you'd send more of us to die.
Well, I'm not gonna stand around. Are you?
You've done plenty, Darian.
You approach the source commotion to see a throng of villagers. They're arguing amongst themselves, raising questions and demands. A lone figure perched above them. The young man spans the spur of the rock, his clenched fist held aloft. Steam rises from his wild hair, flushed face. He shouts to the gathering.
Been a week since our people left these gates. A week since the Iron Flail took them.
Eyes burning. A few scatter nods in the crowd.
Yet we wait here behind our sturdy new walls, hiding in our rebuilt homes. We've done nothing.
Crowd erupts, bristling pointed fingers, pointed words. Woman steps forward, eyes locked in the man.
Who are you to tell us how to defend our own? You ain't been here 2 months.
Hey, an angry mob. See? We're not so far from home.
And since I got here, I've been working alongside the rest of you. Don't start with that again.
The cringe and flinch at the vigilance turns face, shaking his finger.
Well, it was your idea to send our people to that damned fort in the first place. If it weren't for you and the other leeches that come up with you, we wouldn't be in this mess.
I'm gonna stop him. Stop. Dozen heads turn in a direction. The villagers recognize, seeing their eyes widen in hope and reverence. Relax. I'm here to help.
Then you know about the Iron Flail. You'll stop them?
Showed up a few weeks after you opened the battery. Demanded we give him the White Forge. They're led by a Dark Sendamir. Comes from an old Raid Saren family. The rumor has it the man's half mad with visions. Claims one drove him here to take the White Forge.
In Zawa's experience, if one is only half mad with visions, the dose was too low.
They're not the only bloodsuckers around here.
Our crew at the battery locked their doors and told the Iron Flail to go back to Raid Saris. Instead, they built a fort in the middle of the wood. So we sent a committee to reason with them. But that was a week ago. We haven't seen our people since. That can only mean one thing.
Can't share it, huh?
After what they did to our neighbors?
Only thing they know how to do is start wars.
Maybe we could nudge them into torching their own village.
Please, everyone.
Okay.
Whatever our difference is, we've got to deal with the army at our gates. You've done a lot for Stalwart already. Many of us wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you.
Like, set the words back in his mouth. He pauses.
What I mean is, if anyone could deal with an army, it's you.
Yeah, very well.
The Iron Flail cleared a patch of forest north of Durgan's battery. Built their fort there. It'll be well guarded, So if you can get in without raising an alarm, you may have an easier time of it. The important thing is to deal with the commander. If you can get rid of him, the rest of the soldiers will scatter.
Yeah, I think I dreamed about this army.
What exactly did you see?
Well, honesty. Stalwart was destroyed.
Let's just hope there's still time to prevent it.
Face
Anyway,
section.
we've got our work cut out for us here.
Start
While you're out,
disperse.
stop by the battery. Wangra and her team are still repairing the heavy cannons. They've made a lot of progress elsewhere. Thought you might like to see how far it's come. Haven't been here
Thanks.
long, but I'll tell you what I can.
Yeah, what's with the Iron Flail?
Heard about the White Forge and came running. Just like a lot of us did. Only difference is, they brought siege weapons. As best anyone can tell, they're from the border region near Little Bend, one of the poorest parts of the country. For Raid Saris, well, that's saying something.
What brought you to Stalwart?
Work. I was a cobbler in New Yarma, but the city got more crowded every year. Rural types fleeing the legacy. A couple months ago, I heard Stalwart was offering land and opportunity to new settlers, so figured I'd give it a go out here.
I did the same thing in Gilded Vale. Worked out great.
For a while, folks seemed glad to have some new blood. But that changed as more and more of us came.
A lot of tension, huh?
Before you opened Durgan's battery, people tell me Stalwart barely had enough warm bodies to keep the town running. A bunch of us came when we heard about the White Forge. But now, I think the old-timers would just as soon send us back.
Taking items off his
We
fingers.
take the best jobs, we don't pay our respects to Andra, we're overcrowding the town. I get it. Stalwart's changing. Same thing happened in New Yarma when folk moved in from the countryside. But they can't keep blaming us for everything that goes wrong out here.
Wow.
I'm just hoping they'll calm down once the Iron Flail is gone.
Alright, that's it. Just a quick shout out to the voice actor. That was surprisingly believable. I mean, not saying that there's, terrible voice acting or anything of the sort in this game. In fact, the voice acting is definitely above average, at least. But it's ready to cut-ins. But I have to say that, I don't know. I felt for the guy. Is it true? So lights the battery. Did you really open it? I can't believe it. I'll sure make this right again. Who knows? It's come for such an exciting time. What do you got for sale? Oh, the same stuff. Yippee. Just break down my door to give you all that. Kind of like Dragon, Ardra. No, okay. Yeah. Might be too much hope for. Okay. So, let's see. Our quest log is opened up to basically saying that the Forgotten Army is investigating the fort, and that's pretty much our big deal. The Iron Flail is all about that as well. The quests that we have, somewhere near Stalwart, a woodcutter, directly responsible to death for a famine which wants over sure. Let's see, working rusted wood west of town. I think we'll take care of Devil's quest here, if you will. Hey, hanging out by the shitter, huh? Pardon my French. It's his hardest, what it is, alright? Oh. It's where Kendi's house used to be. I have exposition dialogue. Oh. This is the house that, fell down, and was on me, or I couldn't save people, so I feel bad. It's an emporium, you say? Let's see what they have in their stores.
I interest you in a new blade?
Well, I see. Hi, so let's see what's around here. Identical Abaddon figures, all equally poor quality. Or reflection shields. Stalwart from the road. Alright. What's up? Clothes look a little nicer, not terribly warm compared to his Stalwart. His hair is immaculately coiffed, and his rose cheeks look like they've barely been touched by the mountains. Welcome, welcome. I've got arms and armor of all top quality, or perhaps you'll see potions. Stalwart positive. Always a pleasure to meet respectable company around here. Anyway. Alright. So, whoa. Twin Sting. Wow. Hey, it's actually a, what do you call it? Soul binding item. Oh, dude, it does raw damage on hit. That's pretty nifty. What's this price tag? Yeah, that's acceptable considering. The colored coat, huh? This thing is very much enchanted. Wicked Briars. Huh. 1 per encounter. It's got armor speed reduction, so it's high. It's got a lot of. It's very high armor, right? But the armor suit penalty isn't so bad. Doing damage for deflection, and if not, they're hobbled for so many seconds. It's not a bad piece of armor. Anything else? Oh, here we are. Now we have ourselves something. Seal of Faith. Only usable by priests. Oh, snap. That's a good ring. Yeah, it's also the most expensive thing here by far. Oh, I'm not sure what you are. Aren't I wearing that? I think. Ooh. Look at. So this is the helm. Treaties of Anniversary of Blackwood Trees. He outlawed the looting and fishing Rurians, popular among the Confederans. Frontier. It kind of looks like it's, is this the name of the guy who, the armor that I have? At the very least, it's got +3 resolve. It might be something to put on. Ring of Wizardry. That's helpful as well. He carries many scars. So, bountiful healing, plus 25% healing received, which is a plain old critical protection, which is better than the other stuff. I think I have this one. It's only used by Ranger, huh? Boost evasion. Yeah, that's right. Those are kind of lame. Ooh, the something place helm. That's pretty good. There's some cool stuff here. Shopping. Oh, you got like the stuff too, don't you? Yeah, I'm buying all your weird, expensive good stuff. Awakened wood. Yeah, man, I was looking for some of that, I think. Wait, oh, it was awakened root. Whatever. Dang. You got a lot of stuff here, man. I don't know. I might need a pry bar at this point. I always forget. You don't have any. Oh, you don't have any like dragons, like off of a dragon sort of scales, if you will. Jeez. Oh, well. All right. So obviously, wow, this guy's got some cool stuff. I think that this is, you know, gives you high defense when stunned and prone. Not a terrible helm. Not like it's the end of the world, though. This ring, wearing Wizardry, just give you more low-level spells, which can be useful, you know, for a long time. Seal of Faith, I think, has a lot of reason to pick that up. It's also like all my gold, but the colored coat. Okay, so I don't know if the colored coat was necessarily it. I do know that I would probably pick up that twin sting for what's his name, Canna, when Canna's hanging out with us. But since he isn't at the moment, I am going to spend the money on this cool helmet, just of resolve +3. Boom. Yeah, let's just do that. Call it a day. Alright, so looking at it here, and wow, I know the inventory is bad. Because this is the helm that just says +3 might and retaliation. What was retaliation again? Characters hitting self. Cool. That is a very... one thing that doesn't really matter, but does it match? It does match. Kind of, does it? Yeah! Okay, well, fashion and even the cape kind of matched. Yeah, it could match better. But point is, it matches enough. Congratulations. That's good enough for me. So where the heck did I pick that up? Oh, that's what she was wearing forever? I don't even remember. Whatever. Yeah. We got some stuff there. Why didn't you take that off? For what? Huh. Don't remember him ever equipping that. Maybe it was when he was like, Wait, oh, can I equip that slot? Yeah. Big freaking difference, right? Alright, anyway, there's a lot of stuff to go through here. And all that good jazz. And you know how much I love going through stuff, so. But, the +3 Helm of Might. Resolve Perception. Anything giving you might bonuses here, my friends? Constitution? Yes. Deflection? Yes. Not that. So, let's see. Let's give you Helm so we can see that. Well, at least... he looks very stupid. You don't have a helm, congratulations. And I don't think you have perception anywhere, right? Okay, we do, but whatever. Yeah, it works for the time being. Unless somebody else has a particular thing they can trade him for. Those stag helms are just so funny. Alright, not a bad little shopping visit. So we really helped commerce in this small town. Go us. Go free trade markets. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But go for it. You know, just go for new things. I guess what first thing I'd like to see is that does the people that we talked to before, do they matter at all? This is their house. Are they just happy that it's been done? Or are they still hanging around here? She's still being mayor. That sort of good stuff. She's here. If it isn't the Hero Wife Forge. That's a greeting. You come back to check on the handiwork, or you're here to wish me a happy retirement? Why did you retire? Had enough politics, time quarrels this lifetime. So Tarfus told me he's tired of the mines. I asked him if he's ready to get his hands dirty. Almost sorry for the guy. Can you tell me about Pharaoh's expedition? Who? Sorry, I don't recall the name. Pharaohs. Didn't mean as Pharaoh weren't part of an expedition, though. We get groups pass by all the time, looking to try their luck. I don't exactly remember what the heck that's talking about, but whatever. I'm not gonna press. So basically, she's saying I'm retired. So I guess somebody else is in another house, and they're pretending to be mayor. Or not pretending. They probably actually have some sort of governing abilities, but I don't know exactly. What I do know is that the Devil's quest line is something that I'm interested in. Also, I have a feeling you don't happen to have more. Yeah, dangerous folk. Well met. Things will chop here. Sorry about that. I think it's just the way it looks right now. Feels like it though, because my frame rate's just god awful. Od Nua. Hey, you need to equip all your stuff, man. I'll give you cool spells for fun. That is a stupid spell. Paralysis, got some means to it. Prayer against restraint, sure. The ability to summon up people with life, yeah, good. Alright, anyway. And I believe, and also Rusted Wood. So we're gonna go there. There's also Whitestone Hollow. So there's new areas to go, new areas to explore. But we're gonna try to wrap up what was going on. Plus, I never did look up like where that thing was stashed in the ground. That map, because that was one of those sort of things where it's just like I'm not taking a lot of time to play if I'm not on camera, just because I'm occupied with other stuff.
Does anyone have any extra rations? I did some white leaf and now I'm very hungry.
What a guy. Oh, That's a lot of woodcutters. It's him, Harmac. Remember the weak chin and those knobby knees? She stops, staring motionless at the figures from the trees. A weak chin and knobbly knees. Can't be too many people matching that description.
How goes?
Emerges from the clearing, freezes, staring at the devil. For an elf, he's tall and rangy. Rangy now. With a weather-beaten face beneath stringy greasy hair. The others turn to him, glaring and gaping at the bronze collar.
Gorok's shadow. What's that wicked thing doing here?
She's my ally.
It's a killer! Look, we don't want no trouble. Just trying to do our work.
Beads of sweat.
We'd be much obliged if you'd leave us be. And take that thing with you.
Enough! What do you see? Do you see the man who torched us? Who are you?
Just a woodcutter. Ask anyone in Stalwart. They'll tell you.
What are you dallying for? To see what's written in the bastard's soul, her essence boils and froths. Do you remember the village of
Everyone
Colmore?
does. Let the Raid Sarans into the Deerwood. What's that got to do with anything?
You want answers. You don't stop disputing, help him, or rip off his head myself. Alright. Awareness reaches through the trembling skin and feeble resistance of his fear. You see memories, snow-shattered forest partitioned by fallen pines and firs. Days measured by the steady swing of your axe. There are other moments, too. Recollections that flare up like the hearth's welcoming fire. There are children, spry and lanky like you, but still full of rowdy energy of youth. Together you scatter winter bloom petals in the grave. Reach deeper. Years roll back. A torch in your hand bathes your face and shoulder in heat. All around you are other men and women holding their torches in the mountain air, spread with a stench of smoke and sweat. Rage billows off the others. Spend a fervor in your blood for days now, exhausting, invigorating with equal measure. You're at the edge of that town, cold morn. It's hours yet before dawn. The commotion has started to waken the village. Candlelight nights, the frost cuts the windows, and haunted faces peer through glass. Begin to doubt yourself. Just then, a door slams. A villager comes racing through the streets, kicking up snow. With his dark white face and pale hair, he looks almost like a ghost. The line of torch bearers ripples as he gets closer. He picks up speed, but nobody moves towards him. You imagined him breaking through the row, shattering your ranks like a bad dream brought you all here. Imagine waking up in your bed, heat at the torch, nothing more than the warmth of your wife sleeping next to you. Instead, the villagers reaches the row of torch bearers, a stone's throw away from you. Woman advances from the line and buries her dagger in his neck. The rage the rest of your fellows shout, rage, memory, purpose, and bloodthirsty triumph boil up in you. You all came with purpose. You all bring justice to traitors of Coldmorn. The next few hours are painted in colors more vivid than light. Put your torch to anything that stands and your sword to anyone who runs, as if Magor herself whispers in your ear and guides her hand. Exhaustion has almost cooled your rage when you spry a house at the edge of town. Only buildings that hasn't already burned. Surrounded by yellow, knotty spruce trees, the doors painted yellow. Yellow, the bloom of sunrise. Hue of your son's hair, the color of cowardice. Just then, someone barrels into you from the behind. It's a man, some of you remember from the journey, Coldmorn. Though you can't recall his name, he snarls at you, mad of indiscriminate rage, and curses you as mistaking you for one of the villagers. You smash the window and hurl a torch inside. The other man is turned away. You think you hear a child shriek within the house, possible to tell with the roar of the riot. He shivers and pulls away from his memory. His eyes are wide of guilt and fear. Spit out, Ziyal. What'd you see? Feet are rude, planting the snow, but limbs jerk and jangle. Well, it's not that simple. Don't give me that greasy horse shit. You look like a squall dregs of his soul. Tell me what you saw. Her patterns, heat flare across her body. The snow melts around her feet. He's not responsible for what happened to your family. But I remember him. How can you be sure? Fist clang down. What you always do was... Okay, first you asked for help and now you doubt me? Well, I looked into his soul. Okay, looks are harming to you. Despairing groan rises out of her throat. Questions bubble and burst in her essence. Finally, heat patterns fade from chest plate, and your body surrenders its tension. What a waste. She watches Harmony, who runs and stumbles away. Disappears, turns back. Her joints rattling like empty pots and pans. Okay. Well, how do you feel about this, huh? Hey, he's back. Good for him.
Almost 15 years I've been looking for him.
Stares ahead as you approach, ink or marbles of her eyes fixed on some distant point. Essence swells and swirls and throws with contemplation.
Now I'd rather we never cross tracks.
Yeah, he spared him. You should feel good about that.
Good? I don't feel good. Just... Used to be I had something to hunger for. Stung at me night and day, but at least it was something.
Empty hands, fingers splayed like dead spider's
Now there's
legs.
nothing. Not even that burn of wanting something. Just that look on his face.
What look?
Horror? Fear? No. More than that. After Cold Morn, folk used to leer at my burns, full of disgust. Or they'd realize who I was, and then it was the terror. Maybe hate.
Tilts her head.
But this... The way Harmka looked at me. The way I've seen near everyone but you and Galvino look at me. All it did was remind me.
What?
That this is a madman's fever dream. Like a prison. But no, because in a prison, you lay your head down and you feel the straw soft beneath you. Your flesh prickling in the cold, black bread crumbling on your tongue.
Her arms in front of her, examining the scorework in the back of her hands of horror and wonder. I don't know. It can't be as bad as that, huh?
I still dream on folk. I wake up some mornings wondering why I can't feel the floor beneath me. Thinking I must have fallen and gone crippled. But then I lift my head, see a bronze corpse stretching out in front of me.
She lowers her head. A tremor runs through her. I'm sorry you have to go through that.
It's not pity I want, it's a choice. I dreamed too of what Galvino did that night. Those moments. I'd endure another Cold Morn if it'd spare me this fate.
Alright, what happened exactly?
It was after I got caught in Stalwart. They'd locked me in a little house by the inn, the old mayor and his cronies. When a crowd of them came for me in the dark of night, I was only surprised it had taken them so long. Only they didn't march me to no gallows. No. They snuck me to another house on the edge of town, real sneaky-like. That's where I met Galvino.
He's living in Stalwart town.
True enough. This was before the locals gave him the boot. Still weren't a popular fellow, though. He was fiddling with some machinery in his workshop. Had his sleeves rolled up, even though it was cold enough to see your breath. Never actually looked at me until he started fitting some copper helmet over my head. By that time, the mayor's goons had me trussed up good and tight. Galvino was having himself a grand time barking orders at that lot.
Wow, what did the mayor have to do
He'd
with this?
agreed to hand me over to Galvino for an experiment.
Waves her hands to the word.
Claimed it was a fair punishment, but the townfolk weren't too pleased at being denied their stone pitching. Didn't help that they heard the jangle of copper in that deal. In the end, that's what sent Galvino and the old mayor packing. So while Galvino's fastening that helmet over my head and them copper bands around my arms, I'm starting to look at his contraption. And that's when I see it.
Fix an indefinable point or essence stems.
It's this metal suit strapped into the machine, just like me. A cold, dead-eyed thing, all done up with fancy carvings and such.
Do you know what they intended?
I had this terrible cold feeling in my gut, but I still couldn't figure. I start asking Galvino and the rest of them what's going on, but they're too busy to answer. Then suddenly, they're waiting, staring at me with that fixed, horrified look, but they ain't watching me. They're watching for something to happen. Galvino tells the woman nearest the machine to flip the handle, and then just pain. Being torn apart every which way, feeling my soul peeled from my body.
Limbs twitch and shudder. She pauses, waiting for body to fall still.
By the time I came to, I couldn't feel a thing. Just this dull, distant sort of ache.
I heard the old man cackling and chattering. When I saw him looking over me, looking down at me with hungry eyes, I tried to scream, tried to swing at him.
I think that was when I knew.
And that's how you ended up here.
Sure enough, and how Galvino ended up in that little shack. The rest of Stalwart didn't take kindly to having a killer in their midst, nor to seeing their mayor and the Army Valians strike a secret deal. They drove Galvino out, destroyed a fortune in machinery, and wrote a letter to the Academy in Salona, ruining what was left of his name.
Oh, shucks.
Still, he's lucky he didn't get a pelting. The old mayor fled too, and Stalwart's been as snug and cheery as ever.
So, why you stuck around?
You're better company than Galvino.
Offhand teasing fashion looks away from you, fidgeting with her
Been
ribbon.
a while since I were out in the world. Guess I'm keen on seeing more of it. Even if I'm stuck with a bleeding heart. Anyways, I've been wondering about that fortress.
Was Rich knowing and the secret of the dwarves, perhaps? Quiet, fixated, and squeaking joint.
Everyone thought it'd have just the thing they need.
Takes a list off her clicking
Those
fingers.
villagers wanted to fix up their brook downtown. Galvino always thought it carried some great secret of Animanson. And all them adventurers came looking for fancy gear.
What were you hoping to find?
I don't know. Something to help me feel. Or forget. Effigy's eyes, maybe just something new.
Metal fingers clacked together.
I just figured, with those dwarves being expert smiths and all, maybe they had something to unmake me. Put me back into my body.
Jeez. That seems cruel to me. Perhaps we'll find something yet.
You think so, huh? Well, ain't like you to blast hot air.
I'm gonna ask you something. You murdered several people before he transferred you, huh?
Effigy's eyes, that man loved to talk.
Do you regret it?
You want to hear me say yes, don't you? You'd have me go on about how I thought long and hard on my crimes, how I'd spend my own essence if it would quicken the men and women I killed. I respect you too much to lie.
Nice. So,
Won't
why?
make the deed seem any kinder.
Or parts of the story from others, rather hear the rest from you? Yeah.
Mayhap you've heard of Coldmorn. Was a quiet, forgettable patch of the woods. Till a pack of rabid clodhoppers set it afire.
That was the start of the purges. Dear Woodens killing their own.
What happened exactly? Heat rises from his seams as it surges and boils.
A farmer on the other side of the mountains woke up one day with his head all aflame and took it for the gibbering speech of his god. And so did a few thousand of his countrymen. So when he tired of Vorlus fields and marched west, a horde of armed hicks followed.
Talking about way in the scenes
Bunch of
war.
fool nonsense is what I'm talking about. But others have called it the same. If you know that much, then you've heard of Coldmorn. Ours was the village that let a few thousand of Widewind's troops pass through.
You were from Coldmorn? When I heard what happened out there after the war, I couldn't believe my ears.
Fine line between couldn't and wouldn't.
Wow. Why didn't you try to stop the
They had us clean beaten numbers. Even bumpkins like us figured that. Just look at Mercy Vale. They fought back. And now there ain't one stone standing atop another in the whole village.
Wow.
Besides, we asked the Duke for help. Told him Widewind's troops was coming through the mountains. Seems he had better uses for his soldiers. So we let Widewind's soldiers pass. Left him for the Duke to wrangle on his own terms.
So Coldmorn was purged.
Was after the Godhammer made a fine grid out of Widewind, when Deerwoodens were running on rage and looking for something to burn.
Glimmers, glints at her seams, the razor-thin wires pulled tight within her body.
They came at dark. Hundreds of folk. Every one of them mourning someone lost in the war. Must have decided it was our duty to escort their dead back to the wheel. They didn't light their torches till they had us surrounded. Time we saw them, there was a ring of fire closing around us. I woke. Ran to the window. Whole village were a maze of flames. Couldn't see nothing but the smoke. And the screams.
Strange, with their beats.
Most ran for the streets. Got caught by the mob. Others hid, let their houses burn down around them.
Sorry, it's terrible.
You're the only person in the Deerwood who thinks so. Me, I'm surprised the Duke didn't make our massacre a festival day.
What did you do to survive?
Fought. Hid. Burned. Same as my neighbors and family. Just luckier.
What's that to do with your crimes?
Hunting down the men and women what took part. Thought that much was clear.
Yeah, but you could only kill people attacked to Coldmorn, right?
Sure. You want me to tell you straight? I found the men and women what destroyed my village, and I burned their houses down around them. Sometimes they was alone, and sometimes they wasn't.
Whew. I couldn't have hoped to get them all, huh?
Well, we just gotta do our best with what time the gods give us, don't we?
It's
No
pointless.
point to most of the things Kith spend their time doing. None at all. But that's not why we do things, is it? No. We do what we do because it appeases our sense of how the world ought to be. Or blazes just because it feels nice.
What you hope to accomplish?
It were a mob that destroyed our village. But it was just one man that burned my family's house. Kept hoping I'd get to him as I was working my way through the rest of those maggots. No matter now, I suppose.
Alright, Restless Cat's Tail. So anyway, let's leave her alone because I went over time because I just was like, wow, this is actually interesting. I don't know. That quest, the one that got away. Reluctance to burn the devil's house. Was ultimately responsible, told her as much. She let him go. I can't help but feel that was not the right thing to do, perhaps in terms of, you know, getting us some sort of cool stat bonus or whatever, you know, things along those lines. But at the same time, Black Meadow's not here. Where's this? Long Watch Falls. Alright, it's just the other area. But I couldn't help but feel that that wasn't going to accomplish too much, so something for another time, if you will. I doubt things have really changed around here, but they might have. But at the very least, I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably spend some time. One, I'll let people read this. Pause to read. Lots of experience, good. And items. Exalted Hands, invigorating. Weakened attacks. It's good. Exalted Hands, it sounds like a heal. Yeah, it's basically land hands. If that's probably the name of the spell, I've just been calling it land hands because old influences. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of the White March Part 1 and 2. This is very much Part 2. Right now, I'm reluctant to whether or not I'm gonna go probably get Alof back in the fold, replace him with somebody else, and then I'll move on and see what's going on in terms of the rest of this expansion. I enjoyed it. I thought the White March 1 was good. I can see how people were probably like, after they finished the first part, were a little disappointed though, because it's like you pretty much go through some dungeons, then you're done. So I kind of see what people were saying, why it's kind of best to be played together. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it helps out very, very much. And I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care now. See you then.